Hello everyone, Scarce here, and today we will be talking about from Larry's theme and Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations, which is one of my favorite tracks in the game so far, apart from Ghetto's theme, which honestly I should look into next, but this theme is just such a fun thing to just explore. So let's just jump right into it. So let's just listen to this again, because damn, that was fast. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and now hum it out after listening to it again. So, okay. Yeah, it's always good practice to just hum out your part, just so that you can get a good overall sense of the structure that you're working with. So, okay, so what can we get from that? So, what I can see is that it goes up, and then it comes back down. That's like the basic thing you can get, right? So, then it goes up, so it goes up and down. So there's a high point, and then you have two low points. Okay, so like a slope, essentially. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 going up, 6 coming down. So 6 up, 6 down, and that's just the overall structure. And so to get that, you can just start off with the rhythm first, and we can just go ahead and just do 3, 3, 3 up, not like that. So over here, 3, and 3. So here we have 6, and those will all be going up. So do 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 do, and then 6 going down, do 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 do, like that. Okay. Okay, so we got those two things out of the way, right? So now let's go ahead and actually get the notes by using tip number 1, which is to slow down the piece that you're working with, or for the section that you're working with. So from doing that, it just seems obvious, I know. Like, okay, yeah, that obviously will help, but just think about it, right? That part you listened to was like 1 second, and that's it. It's just 1 second, and you have to get all that information. I mean, if you think you're like some computer or like AI, I don't think you can do that. As a human, at least. Unless you get like a neural chip. Like, come on, okay. But yeah, seriously though, yeah, it's just harder to do that. Like, if you really think you can do it or not. I mean, you could try, and you'd like listen to it like 100 times, and you can like try doing it that way. But I think that's just inefficient, and it won't get you any results. So what I like to do is I would go on YouTube, search up whatever song I'm working with. So right now, yeah, Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations, Larry's theme, and then I search that up. I get the theme, and then I go over to my playback speed, so settings, playback speed, and then I go down to whatever speed I like. So I like to keep it at 0.25 because it makes the notes more clear and concise when I work with it. So I'm going to keep it like that. And then I'm just going to go listen to that part. So do you notice how easier it is to just get each note when you slow it down that much? Like, it is a like day to night difference. So let's go ahead and try implementing that. So this is what I originally came up with. So let's go. So I noticed that it was gonna be like somewhere with F, or is related to F in some way. So something like this. So we have the bottom F, and then we have an F octave, and then we go down to F again. So then we can go ahead and go up. So something like that. So maybe something like this. Okay, that sounds relatively fine. Like it sounds pretty close here. Let me go play that again and just compare it. So we can compare the tracks by just doing this. So let me go ahead and play it like a bit earlier from the specified part. So okay, so this one sounded off, And I definitely noticed that when I was trying to fix it. So I would try to like change it somehow. Like I would do this, okay. Like, yeah, this, I would do that. And then I'd compare it, and then it just won't sound right. And then I'm like, maybe this note, I have to like put this higher or something. Or maybe like these two are fine, like this, okay. Maybe like this should stay the same. This goes down, and then I have to go ahead and put the bass part. I noticed there's a bass part as well. Like here, I could play it again. So here, like yeah. So there's a top part and there's a bottom part. So maybe the bottom part is actually doing the movement, and I just have to keep these two parts the same, and this part has to move down, and then like maybe something like this, something like that. And I'd keep going back and forth between these ideas, and it just becomes hard. Like I genuinely like overcomplicated the idea so much that I was just like, dude, what do I even do? Like, I can't transcribe any of this. This is too hard. I think I'm just gonna stay like this. I think I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And I genuinely probably would have, if not for this tip, which is tip number 2, rest and get a clear mindset. Just rest your ears, okay? Your ears have already worked hard enough by you literally going over and over again, like going back and forth listening to the track and just trying to get every single detail out. And you are literally working your ears to the point when they can't even perform that well. And that is not good for your transcription. And it is just not good for you as well, because you're spending all this time that you are just not working in like the most optimal position. So because of that, you should just rest up and just have a more clear mindset and get back to work. And this is just something that is very essential that you learn early on, especially when you're dealing with an intensive process as this. So yeah, coders do this, and you should do this as well, especially when they like debug, right? So coders would obviously debug their problems and stuff. So you should do the same thing. So for me, it took me about a day just to get my mind freshened out and to just not think about this project, since like if you keep this in the back of your mind, it'll obviously just be there, and it's just going to disrupt you, right? So you need to have a completely clear mindset. It needs to be completely clear off, okay? Like you need to just come back and be like, okay, I'm back here now. And so I came back here with really nothing in my head. I just like, okay, so now I'm going to go back and work on this. I had nothing in my head, no prior conceptions whatsoever. And so when I came back, I was able to have tip number 3, which is a fresh perspective, which will help you transcribe better. So having a fresh perspective will actually make your transcriptions better, because when you have a fresh perspective, then you can start implementing new ideas that you've never thought of during your previous session. So during my previous session, I was just like, okay, let me just go ahead and focus on the notes, which didn't really help me a lot. So for my second session, I was like, okay, I'll still focus on the notes, but maybe we can try a pentatonic scale, since I think that sounds like similar. Like maybe it's like doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, you know, I've heard of a pentatonic scale like a couple of times. Maybe it'll be something like that. So then, you know, I'd go to Google, sort of like, okay, maybe like some pentatonic scale, like maybe C, or you know, something like that. And I think F is what I originally like came up with. So that was like kind of my result. So the notes would be F, G, A, and then we go to C, something like that, and then D, F, and then we go down the pentatonic scale, something like uh, okay, so maybe we do this. So something like that. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So like something like this. Maybe there's like a note off or something like that. So yeah, okay. So I don't really care about this part anymore. So something like this. It's easy to just focus on one part. So I think when you deal with this stuff like that, just focus on one part. It'll help you a lot more, and you can focus on the second part later. But yeah, yeah, something like that. That sounds similar. Like I got the first half sound, yeah, and then the second part a little bit iffy, but I think it's definitely similar to what I did before. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just compare it back. So okay, that's a bit awkward. So maybe like, and then yeah, again, I would go back and forth, like just a little bit now, just trying new stuff out. Okay, so yeah, not that. So then, yeah, and I think I really only did this like a couple of times before I actually got my result, which was actually this note was supposed to be higher, and then you go actually a dude, this is looking a lot different than what I originally did. So yeah, this is what now I came up with, which is completely different. Like, I genuinely was like, okay, yeah, I did think pentatonic, but then I was like, okay, maybe this could have been higher. So then, yeah, I was like, okay, let's try going higher. And then, yeah, this was the final result. Okay, so let me go ahead and just. Dang. Dude, when I heard that, I was like, bruh, I actually did it. Dude, that's insane. Like, I genuinely before thought that I could not do it. Like, especially with intervals, because I'm not like any expert on intervals, like, as of now. And I'm like, dude, this is like insane. How do I notice this part and like the bottom part as well? So, like, yeah, I think I kept it like this for like my transcription. Just like, I just bump this up an octave, and then this one would just go down one. So it'd just be something like, and I was honestly satisfied with that part. Like I was like, okay, yeah, this sounds like this whole part sounds good. I definitely like that. So it was like, okay, that's cool. And then just today, I was like, you know what? This part should be lower. And so, and this was the day before, I actually noticed that these notes right here, right? A, C, F, A, C, F. And then they're just that. Those are just three notes. It's just three notes that it's doing it with. And I'm like, dang, okay. So yeah, it's pretty much an arpeggio. An arpeggio of what? So A, C, F. Okay, so what chords go with A, C, F? Okay, and if you thought of F major, you would be absolutely right. So yeah, F, A, C, and that's an F major. So if you were to just go ahead and just do that, yeah, here, like that, and then yeah, there we go. So I was like, okay, yeah, this whole part is just F major. It's just an F major arpeggio going up and down. That's literally it. Except this one starts at A, and it goes like, yeah, it just shifts it off. It's like an inversion or something. So like A, C, F, A, C, F, and then it goes down like the regular major. So like C, A, C, A, F. So yeah, it ends off at F. So yeah, I was honestly originally right with like my F assumption. Like it was gonna like get its peak at F, and it was gonna end off at F. But I just didn't have this part right. I just didn't. I thought it was gonna be F, but it was instead A, which honestly surprised me. I was like, okay, dang. Like I did not know I had to change this much of my original assumption just to get that. And it is very crucial that you get some rest and just have a fresh perspective so that you can like be like, okay, what if we just try this instead? Like that'll get you so much more progress, especially if you're stuck on a problem. Like it is insane, like what progress you could do. So yeah, okay, there's that. But this part has to be lower. So okay, F arpeggio. So maybe instead of starting at A, we can start at F. So let's go down to F, and then let's go to A, C. Okay, so F, A, C, and then we can go ahead F, A, C, F, A, C, and then we can just go down by like A, F, C, and like that. So like we can go down like that. So yeah, for this bass part, we're gonna start at F, and this shouldn't really affect it by that much since it's like the same F major, so it wouldn't like clash with any of the tones above. So yeah, like it'll make the pitch lower and it'll like have like a noticeable difference, which is what I heard in this part right here is like try and hear the top and bottom part. So like you can hear like the high little like and there's like a bottom like you probably hear like the bottom a little bit more, but like the top can be a bit hard to hear. And I think it's panned, so the high part will be like if you're wearing headphones, the high part would be at the right side and the low part would be at the left side. So yeah, definitely try hearing that out if you get the time. But yeah, I noticed that there are two parts. So yeah, this will start at A, this will start at F. So let's hear that. And yeah, that sounds way better. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and just play this whole thing out again and just hear it. Dude, it's honestly insane. Okay, whoops. Oh my gosh, okay. Here. There we go. Yeah, it sounds darn on the spot. Damn, okay. Jeez, I'm so surprised that I got this. Alright, so yeah, there we go. So this is what I initially had. Is just this. And then we went out. I went out and cleared out my mind. And then I came back with a fresh perspective. And I decided to use the pentatonic scale for that. So I then used that to my basis. And then yeah, I was like, okay, maybe I should go up a little bit more. Like, yeah, again, I had to do like a lot more like out the stuff. Like I had to like completely change it, right? And so I got this part, which was just that and then the octave below. And then afterwards, the completed part, I just had this as F, or I had this as A, and then I made this F now. So there we go. And yeah, this is the process of how I came up with this part. Dude, it is honestly like shocking how much I had to do just for that 1 second part. Okay, so here we are. And I'm gonna go ahead and play back the track just so that you can hear the differences. Dude, that is honestly insane. And just getting to that level of like actually getting the part, but also learning a little bit from it. So just understanding like, oh, this is like an F major. Like this whole thing is just F major. And then I was able to use that to my advantage to like lower this part down. And I was like, oh, dude, this is honestly so cool. And like just getting to these kinds of conclusions is just what makes transcription fun for me. And like even at the hard parts, you just have to like rest and just not really give up on your project. Like just don't be complacent with whatever you have. Like you can definitely like get to whatever you like. Like, if you don't think it's good, then keep on going. Keep trying to make it better. So, like, look at how many tries it took just for me to, like, get this completed part. Dude, this probably took me, like, a day or, like, 1 to 2 days just for me to, like, get that. Dude, it's just insane. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, if you, I mean, I don't know if anyone's watching this, but yeah, if you enjoy my content, like, yeah, I can't wait to see you for the next video. And hopefully I'll see you then. All right. Take care and have fun. See ya.